Hey everyone, SpeeDMan here, and welcome back to part 10 of our Let's Learn Civilization 6 Poland run. Before we get into today's episode, I want to thank the subscriber Will Nil for an interesting point about having yield icons shown here. So, did a little bit of searching, and if you press the Y key, you see the most beautiful thing in the world. All the yields now that I don't have to press the Empire key, I can just press this. So thank you very much for mentioning that. Nice little tidbit of information. It is the Y key for that. But before we get into today's episode, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe for more daily content. Okay, so we have our settler coming up here. So this is going to be a very, very good city, though, once we set this up. This has some amazing yield potential. I mean, we've got 3 luxuries right here in just one stretch. We have all these reefs here, so we could set up an amazing campus. We have a lot of things in place that we're going to be very competitive in this city with. So, this group is ready to go. You know, they very, very easily can destroy and level a lot of this stuff. So, our recovery efforts are well underway. We have, troops getting ready to heal up. I'm going to start healing them this next following turn, get them to full health, and then bring them over.
Colonialism.
Awesome. So what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to take skyscrapers off for at least a little bit, and then I'm going to put public works on. The rest of these things are definitely useful, so I'm not too worried about it. And then what we could do afterwards is we can make a push here. First get that settler down, bring him to the position. This unit sleep a little bit longer. And then we can go ahead and push a little bit more on the south side. May just have them rest and repair for at least a little while. Yeah, that consumed their movement, so I'm not going to cancel that, otherwise that'll be wasted turn development. Gdansk got done with the university, so I do have an idea here that I'm actually kind of interested to try. We do have the financial means to get a few builders. I would like us to get a builder here, and then looking at our setup here, there's some small optimizations that we can make. Ideally, we can get also one more builder here. This one will get shipped over to this position. That builder will head to here. That builder will head here. And we'll get started on some of these adjustments here. And then we will also eventually make an effort towards the Alhambra, but not a major concern right now. And then we could potentially build a nice little theater square right here. So we have the basis of our religion kind of set in stone here. And we have a lot of good things ready to go. We're going to hold off on doing too much for the time being. Actually, I want to go ahead and just finish that unit off. Or it doesn't finish them off. Okay. Well, if I can get this unit to die, then I can take the martyr ability, and that'll definitely be useful. Debater will be good, although that may actually be counterintuitive for what we're trying to go for, but I am going to bring them over and just do some religious pressure, so that way I can establish more pressure in the area, even if just a little bit. That will provide, meaningful benefits in the long game. Having a potential ally might be a very beneficial thing for us. She's extremely small and only has a select couple of cities here and there, so we have the potential to very, very easily take control. So we're okay there. In that position, what we will do is we will actually hop over this way and get ready to start working tiles immediately. We have one use here, so we have the ability to pop that in there, and that'll be very, very positive. We're pretty much dominant this game in every way we can be. Religion, we're fighting against a couple other strong civs for that, so we'll have some work to do. But culturally, we're in a pretty good spot. Science standpoint, we're pretty much the leader there, and we're going to start really kind of working on that. Economically, we do need to work on that. I actually may consider working a bank just to get a little bit more gold. Now, we can go ahead and work that. I am hoping that he brings more of these guys over so that way I can essentially use them as sacrificial units. That would be very much helpful for us. That way we can keep working things through and then developing a setup that we can be pretty comfortable with. We'll head our way down south. Heal this unit up. Heal. Can live with the risk. And then upgrading this. That'll give us a nice amount of air score. So that's perfect. Plus we'll have a pretty strong unit ready to go. Then, in the city of Poznan, we could use some more growth. So I would say like Krakow's fine. Setting up one more city in the north here would not be a bad thing. That could be a nice little consideration for us to think about. It would cost us a pretty good amount for a settler here. 1160. It's actually not as bad as I thought it would be. We could probably get that in a few turns here, and we could just buy a settler and send them up here, and then we could set up a nice little city here. Then start off with the harbor. That would be a decent harbor. We can go into a nice little campus, and then set up that, and that'll give us, you know, an overall fairly decent setup. And then we can always put down a different, we could totally put down a different thing here. You know, we could put down a theater square, you know, something like that, and that'd provide us with strong benefits and also actually be used. There we go. We could definitely do the chop there. And then once we have 10 population, we'll set that up and make an attempt for the Alhambra. That's the only like way I could actually go for that. But I'm not really, it's not a major priority really. It's pretty low priority in our setup. I'd like to bring both of these units over. This unit, and then eventually once I have a fossil, I'll start shipping them over as well. And we'll just basically try to create as many relics as possible. And that'll be pretty beneficial for us in the long term. We'll also ship this guy over. See if I can get him killed off as well. Start looking for more land. And then we'll just get defensive.
I only understand friendship. Or scorched earth.
And we have access to scorched earth, so that itself isn't going to help us per se. You know, this, not a bad thing. Military organization, that's actually going to give us a ton of great general points, so we can take that off. Put a wild card. We can put that on because it'll apply for every armory, which we have a good few, so that'll give us a nice boost to our great general points. We don't have military academies yet, but that will be useful eventually. Great general's getting additional movement, not a bad thing, so we could utilize that. And eventually we could put this on, but it's not really going to benefit us really because we don't have industrial zones and we're not focused on the industry at the moment. And it's probably better that we don't, because our current setup really is not going to be very very compatible with like focusing heavily on that. What we can do though is we can pick up a couple more of these. It's going to give us a whole whopping 2 gold per turn. But once we build some commercial hubs, that will actually go up much, much higher. So we're okay there. I put the colossal heads there just because like desert tiles that have no utility otherwise. I can put them there and that'll be helpful, so I don't mind putting that there. See if I can get this unit to sacrifice itself. Perfect. Not worried about the fact that it's affecting religious pressure in different ways. We will actually work our way back over to this, but plus the fact that we're just establishing presence in a lot of these areas is more than enough for me, because getting more of these relics is going to provide us with some nice, meaningful bonuses. You know, more gold, more faith, more culture, and the more of these that we develop and really kind of go heavily into, the better. Okay, and we build another lumber mill. Give us a nice little boost to production, so we will take that. Mosque got completed, so good. So that's going to build our efficiency a little bit more. And then eventually we will get to a point where we're ready to really heavily develop our, our religion a bit more. But I think, what we can do is we can focus now on the military, get, started here. We have a good enough army to very, very well do some serious damage to a lot of this stuff here. These city centers aren't going to be very strong. Yeah, he has Renaissance walls, but those will not last very long with, bombards and other things around, so we'll be okay. How about I do this? I swap ownership. Encampment there. Then go for that. Good. And we're nearby. Moment for one technology applies 100 free points for all current and future. Yes, that is very nice. Thank you very much.
It isn't simply seek.
Radio is the theater of the mind.
Let's get situated on this area. Good. So these are all ready to go. I'm just going to wait for him to do the work and then try to kill my units off. Bring that over. Yep, there's another relic. Perfect, perfect. More the merrier. Getting actually the Taj Mahal would be very, very positive for us, so we can go to that. Do that. Perfect. So that brings us up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 relics. So that's really good for us. It's really positive because now that we have that, that's providing us a grand total of 30 faith. That is giving us 10 culture, and that's giving us 20 gold per turn, as well as 40 tourism. Let's get a missionary here, and just put a couple uses into some of these other areas. That way we can just keep our religion kind of chugging along. Actually, it would be pretty important for us. Now that we can place that +5. Food growth that we're getting is really amazing. Oh no.
Benjamin Franklin may have...
Excellent news.
Well, that's not good. Well, this is good, though. This part's good. So we can do Heartbeat of Steam again. I think I actually like that idea a lot. Heartbeat of Steam would definitely be pretty incredible for us. I don't really have enough trade routes for reform the coinage to be like extremely high value, although it is a nice prospect. We do have a spy available. I think I may consider, putting a spy down in our capital. That would actually probably be a safe option for us. Since we did it, we'll get the trader going. We have a granary, perfect. So now our housing isn't so bad. And we could very easily work on that too. Perfect. Okay, okay, okay. We'll do this. We'll have to keep an eye on Gorgo trying to go for the diplomatic victory. Yeah, so if she does become like much more of a threat for the diplomatic victory, since Gorgo's very much trying to push for that, I'll set up a navy and start building that eventually. And then once I have Mongolia conquered, I'll consider building that and then have that ready so we could start taking cities down. Do have a nice little campus done, and that'll give us a little bit of production, so that's good. We've got about 220 science per turn, so that's overall pretty good. So overall, that's pretty good. I actually like the idea of going for a shipyard here. That would be good. And then let's put that last use here. Perfect. And now we don't need to worry about Catholicism. So in Krakow, what we're going to do is we are going to counter spy. And the best place that we can go to, I would say quite a few places we can counter spy, but really here, because we have stuff spread out so much, there's not very much we can do. Harbor would be good. Plus putting a harbor down would actually give me another potential adjacency point. Alright everyone, I want to thank you all for your support. This is definitely an awesome stopping point for this episode. We've gotten a lot of progress in with overall infrastructure. Got some more relics and starting to fill in some of the gaps here, so this is good. Definitely making good pace for a strong victory in this game, so I'm quite excited. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe for more daily content. We'll keep the videos coming. Alright everyone, SpeeDMan out.